Broadcasting from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter Podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
Welcome to a very special Wednesday edition. Beeb, it's a Wednesday, which can only mean one thing.
Big hump day, baby.
That's hump day. That's right. I forgot about that. It's hump day. Who would you like to see more on hump day? Us. You know what I mean? Who else would you like to see? It's got to be us, right? It's hump day.
It's hump day.
Got to be some big news happening if we're on a Wednesday. Because my contract dictates Sunday only. The contract I got from Lois and the rest of Beeb Industries said I only have to work on Sunday. I get a call from Beeb Towers, and he was, they were like, we need you today. We got some big news. All right. I guess I'll be there, I mean, you know how it is. I only work on Sundays, Beeb,
You got to start reading the fine print.
That's right. That's right. I should start reading those contracts,
All right.
All right. So the big news here today, once again, if you want to call in, 323-870-3857. The big news today is Teofimo Lopez. It was brought out yesterday that Teofimo Lopez tested positive for COVID-19. He is now out of the fight on Saturday against George Kambosos. That fight has now been rescheduled for August 14th. My initial reaction and my reaction even now, I felt the same way about it yesterday. Sometimes you like to have a day to think about things, and so you just don't go off the cuff and everything like that. This was completely irresponsible on Teofimo's part. This was stupid. It could have been prevented. It should have been prevented. And now we're hearing that he is symptomatic, that he has symptoms. There's just, I can't scream loud enough how dumb this is and how this could have been avoided and how many people this put out. Okay. How many people this put out? This affects everybody. This affects the undercard guys. It affects them probably more than anybody because now they got to go back to the drawing board. They still got to pay their coaches. I mean, how does that work? You're in training camp. You got to pay your coach. Now you got to go through another training camp, pay your coach again, or pay the trainers or whatever the case may be. Maybe they were waiting on that payday. They don't get paid Teofimo money. They're not getting paid the $6 million or $3 million or whatever he's making for this fight. So they're living check to check, maybe, who knows what they're doing, but maybe they need the money. Now they can't have it till August. Okay. It affects George Kambosos. He put out a statement. Let me see if I can find this statement he had. And this kind of hit everything on the head. From George Kambosos, he said, absolutely devastated. I've been away from my kids for 13 weeks. I flew my pregnant wife over to be by my side. I put every bit of my life into this camp with my team. I would have been undisputed champion this weekend. I know it and you know it. Your actions and decisions have affected not only our fight, but everyone involved in this fight. Pure irresponsibility on your whole side. Our time will come, I promise you, and in the world that I'm going to take you out, and worse than ever for everything. Said you can run, but you can't hide, blah, 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 blah. And he's 100% right. The promoters who put all the money into this, Triller, who spent $6 million, all the performers on the undercard, all the musical acts or whatever, Triller does the musical acts, the people, the actual fans who bought tickets to this thing, the fans who made travel plans, bought plane tickets, some of those plane tickets, sometimes they're not refundable. You got to watch it. You got to watch what you buy, the hotel room. Sometimes you have to pay in advance. Now, can you move them? I don't know. It was just stupid. It was irresponsible. And I'll say it again, man. And I've said it all through this thing. There's no reason for it. It's not even like back it was a couple months ago where you had to get on a waiting list to get this thing. You can go to CVS now and get one. You can go to Walgreens now and get a shot, or your doctor and get a shot. There's no reason not to do it. And for you to do something like this, and I mean, why would you not get the shot? I don't understand that. Knowing all this money and everything like that, everything that's on the line, if you don't get the shot, listen, and let me tell you something. I have zero sympathy Zero for Teofimo Lopez right now. I have zero sympathy. I also heard, I think it was Shakal said, or maybe I read it somewhere, that he's got asthma as well, and that he's also symptomatic. I don't know if he has asthma or not, but if he has asthma and now he's got this thing and he's symptomatic, he may be in for a long haul with this thing. Who knows? I have zero sympathy for Teofimo Lopez right now. None. He put too many people out, and this whole thing is generated out of stupidity. It was completely stupid. For whatever reason, you didn't want to get the vaccine. I mean, that's like developing polio now when they got a vaccine. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets vaccinated for all this. And, when you're a baby and everything like that, you get all these shots, all these boosters, all these, so you don't get this. You get this as an adult and you're saying, no, I don't want to do it. For whatever reason, it's just stupid. Just completely stupid. What was your reaction when you heard the news yesterday?
There was so much going through my mind yesterday because I'm a sick individual with all these conspiracy theories, and I listen to what people say, I listen to rumors, and then I try to, dissect and unpack these rumors and see if there's any validity to them or if they're even plausible. One rumor out there was, well, the event wasn't selling well. Plus, there was too many events on the Saturday coming up. They were concerned about the pay-per-view numbers. That was one rumor.
Stop it. So they're going to spend all this money. They're going to inconvenience all these people. Again, all these people are going to be inconvenienced. All that money that was spent on the event, and they're going to move it because they say tickets weren't. Who said tickets weren't selling well?
Yeah, again,
what was it? LRB came out. LRB,
and then people just run with it. People just ran with it. Yeah,
nowhere has that been proven. Nowhere.
And then people are blaming Floyd for pushing him off the original date. But even still, he still should have been vaccinated. Wilder and Fury got vaccinated. Was Cambosos vaccinated? Did he say he was vaccinated or not?
I don't know if he was or not.
Yeah.
All I know is he doesn't have it.
All the other athletes, all the NBA players got vaccinated. Everyone's gotten vaccinated.
Every other athlete seemingly on the card did not get COVID except for one.
Yeah, so it just
one idiot.
Just makes sense at this point to get vaccinated because I know a lot of people, they're not all on board with these vaccines. I know everyone has their own beliefs or whatever, but you have to understand if you don't get vaccinated, it's just going to delay us getting back to normal. Now, obviously, if you have a medical condition and you can't get vaccinated, that's one thing. I don't want to tell people that if they can't. My uncle has I think it's a disease. I forget what it's called. Something.
Different animal, Beeb. That's a completely different animal.
Yeah, he's got I think it's called something Marie syndrome or whatever. He can't get vaccinated. He can't get any vaccines. That's a different story.
Right.
But if you were able to get the vaccine, I even heard people say, "Oh, well, it seems like they're forcing us to get the vaccine, so I'm not going to get it just because I feel like I'm." Again,
then I have no sympathy for you.
Yeah,
I have zero.
Because you have to understand that if you don't get the vaccine, then you can get COVID and you can pass it to somebody. So
who are you? You're not thinking about anybody because now he's got his father. I don't know if his father was vaccinated, but his father's up there in age too. You know what I mean? So now what? Now you put your mother, your father, your girlfriend, your baby, everybody else like that in jeopardy because you're an idiot.
Yeah, so that's the big thing. Then I heard tickets weren't selling well for the event. That was
Give Me Quality for Life says ticket sales did drop dramatically. Great. I didn't see that anywhere. Only place I heard that from was Leonard Ellerby. That was it.
Yeah.
That's the only legitimate source that I heard that from, and he's not a legitimate source.
Yeah, I'm not gonna confirm or deny any of these rumors. Maybe the event wasn't doing well, but still, it still may not do well when they on the August 14th date. Who knows? But that's irrelevant. You hit the nail right on the head. You're supposed to get, if you're an athlete and and Bob Arum said the same thing you're saying right now, and you're fighting for big money. Why jeopardize your paydays?
David DNX says that Tio has asthma. Would that be a problem? Yeah, probably. If you get COVID and you have asthma, probably.
I'll tell you one thing.
You know what I mean?
I had childhood asthma, but I have very bad allergies to everything. I'm allergic to ragweed, tree pollen, grass pollen. So when I got COVID, I got congested in my chest. I felt a lot of my asthmatic symptoms because when I deal with my allergies to pollen, dust, and everything that I'm allergic, cats, dogs, whatever, I'm allergic to everything. During those times when pollen's high or I'm around animals, I get those asthmatic symptoms. And the COVID did bring out some of my asthmatic symptoms, even though I was still able to deal with it. But it doesn't help having asthma. That's definitely something.
Any underlying condition can hurt you here, and so if this affects him, it could affect your breathing. It could affect a whole number of things. And again, I have zero sympathy.
Oh, so Camposis is not vaccinated either. So he can't really talk shit.
How do we know?
Well, Dan Raphael,
Dan Raphael
tweeted it. So I don't know. Again, I'm not confirming or denying. If I don't know for a fact, I'm not going to confirm or deny anything.
Yeah, I have no idea. Dan in the chat also said you can get COVID even after your vaccine. Listen, the vaccine is 95% effective against it, or some ridiculous.
There's only one person. There's only one person that we know of that,
I haven't heard of anybody.
Bill Maher. Bill Maher was vaccinated, and he actually got COVID after being vaccinated.
Bill Maher's another moron.
Bill
Maher's another moron because he was out there trying to get. I mean, he goes out there and he had self-admittedly went out there partying and everything like that, and then
I'm on board with you, Eric. The chances of getting COVID after getting vaccinated you better get a better chance of getting struck by lightning. That's what a doctor told me. So, yeah.
Yeah, Dan Raphael just started 3 hours ago says that George didn't get vaccinated either. All you guys are morons. All of them. If you did not get this vaccine, nobody can talk. Promoters really out of because you can't force anybody to get it. I get that. But promoters really ought to say, you know what, look, if you want this fight to happen or be on pay-per-view, you're going to have to get vaccinated. That's it. Because I got to protect my investment. Yeah, and the promoters not doing this. The promoters not doing this and not mandating it. They're just as much they can't really say anything about this.
Yeah. So
you're in charge. Nobody else. It's your show. Your show.
Given Quality says, "Don't
shut up, Given Quality, you moron."
I'm not spewing out because Fauci still wants people to wear masks. He's the opposite. He's on the opposite end. He wants these COVID restrictions to.
You know why they changed their mind? Given Quality. You know why they changed their mind, or why they seemingly change their mind according to you?
I don't believe
because science evolves.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah,
because it evolves. Think of how much you knew about this last year. Think about how much you know about it now. It evolves.
He's on the Floyd team. So because
anybody who says who wants to spew out this nonsense about Fauci, about anything, about the government's lying to us. Listen, again, I have zero sympathy for you.
I mean, if you're anti-vaccine, Given Quality, I'm not going to try and change your mind, but just know that. I got the vaccine about four months ago. I got about 10 COVID tests since then. I haven't gotten COVID again. So
there you go. I've had it. My entire family's had it. Nobody's had COVID.
No, you're a Floyd fan, Given Quality. I didn't say anything about Fauci. You brought.
He was
Fauci
just saying you were a Floyd fan. Yeah,
you're a Floyd fan, and Leonard Ellaby has a beef with Triller. And because you're tribal and you're on a team, you're going to just think the worst of this event because Triller's putting it on, and your man Ellerby is Team Floyd, just like you. This is why when you're on a team, you pick the side, bro. You pick the side. And I'm glad you never got COVID, but you still can. You still can get it.
Yeah, it's funny. Whatchamacallit, Chandler M. Chandler M and I have a pie bet for this fight. I took Teofimo and he took Kambosos or whatever. So that'll be extended to August 14th. And I tell you what, I hope I get smashed with a pie now. I really do. for the, you know what I mean? It was stupidity. It really was just a bad move.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
If we go to the website now and we check the ticket prices, how are we supposed to know what the ticket prices were originally if we didn't go there?
No idea.
There's no way I could find that out given quality. Again, you have to speak with logic. If I go on the website right now and check the prices, I don't know if those were the prices from originally or if they changed. There's no way I'm going to be able to know. I'm not saying you're wrong or you're right. I'm saying I don't know.
I don't know. I can't answer that.
I'm not going to make a statement if I have no evidence to back it up. I'm not on a team. Me and Eric are on one team. It's called Ringside Reporter. That's the only team
there is.
That's the only team we're on. We're not on anyone else's team. We haven't chosen a side. We're not PBC. We're not Top Rank. We're nobody.
Yeah.
We're Ringside Reporter. Given quality, there's no way to determine it. I don't know what the original prices were. Why should I do? How can I do research where am I going to be able to find out how the original? Help me out.
So we're going to go. So our thing is we have to go to every fight that's been made and see if ticket prices drop. You kidding me?
We're gonna
I got better things to do, bro.
How am I going to know what these ticket prices started out as? And then if you go on StubHub, they're going to inflate the prices anyway. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There's no way. I know you want to be on LRB's team because LRB hates Triller and you want to hate Triller. That's fine.
Why does LRB hate Triller so much? Well,
because I guess Triller got mad because of what they did with their pay-per-view. And ever since they put their date on the same weekend as their date, and then the black, again, both LRB. I mean, LRB has a legitimate complaint because if they don't like each other, they don't like each other. That's not my problem. That's not my business. But that's where the beef stems from. So it is what it is.
Given quality says I don't get the Triller angle. Doesn't matter. They're in business. I mean, we don't have to get it. I didn't get the DAZN angle. You know what I mean? I didn't get the DAZN angle when it came out. A lot of people didn't, but they're in business. So they show fights, and that's kind of where it ends for me. I mean, I don't care what they do or who's in charge of it.
Put it this way, given quality, I have a membership to ESPN Plus. I have a membership to DAZN. I don't have a membership to Triller because
$30 a month is a little steep.
I'm not going to pay $30 a month for. I'm not going to add. I'm not going to pay for it. So I mean.
And you know what? We looked that up. I looked that up. It's $30 a month for Triller. For I guess you get the basketball, you get the fights or whatever, and then you get or you can pay $300 a month, $300 a year. Excuse me.
I'm not going to do that.
$30 a month to watch what? Logan Paul? I mean, really? Like, what do you? What?
Because all of the top boxers
or Mike Tyson, and he's not even on Triller anymore.
First of all, Teofimo Lopez will probably never be back on Triller again because he just re-upped with Top Rank, and Top Rank's going to try and put him on ESPN as much as possible. So I agree with you. I don't get the Triller angle either because there's no fighters left for them to take right now. Everyone is already spoken for in terms of promoters. And PBC fighters are PBC fighters. I don't see anyone going to Triller. I don't see Teofimo Lopez going to Triller exclusively. I don't think they have any fighters exclusively. So
it's a weird. Listen, man, I'm with you. It's a weird concept.
I don't see how they're going to be able to succeed in boxing if they're just going to keep doing one-offs.
Well, and $6 million for this fight. We said it when it first came out. Like, whoa, that's a lot of money for this fight. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just a lot of money for this fight. But hey, it's not my money. But I care.
There's no way I can prove or deny that. I mean, I believe that Teofimo Lopez has COVID. I don't think that you could.
Okay, well, let's talk about that for a second, okay? And like I said, all the conspiracy theories. Again, man, they're gonna put all this money into this date, and they're saying, well, because tickets aren't. Speculation is that ticket sales aren't good. I don't know where you're getting that speculation from. Nobody's wrote articles on it or anything like that. I mean, it's only your own. It's in your head, whatever you believe, or whatever
because LRB said it.
Because LRB said it, right? LRB said it, so it's fine. And LRB has been dumping all over this event forever.
And they've been dumping on his event because they were mad because they got bumped off.
Sure.
And I get it.
I get it.
I don't think either side is wrong.
Right.
But because both guys are kind of like emotionally vested now into their argument. Now it's more along the lines of emotion. Facts. A lot of times when emotion comes into a dispute, what usually happens? Facts get thrown out the window. Now it's all whatever.
Where, Given Quality says he thinks Tio has a weight issue. Do you think he could be faking COVID? Blah, blah, blah. Listen, man, like, where do you guys come up with this stuff? Sometimes with conspiracy theories, sometimes the easiest, the most logical thing and the actual truth is what you see.
But LRB is the only one that has said that they changed the ticket prices. LRB is the only one that's saying that they're not selling.
I haven't seen an article anywhere.
No one else has said it. So if
no credible place.
You're quoting LRB because your team Mayweather.
Right.
You've taken a side. That's fine. Just say I've taken a side. That's okay. We're not going to get mad at you because you're taking a side. Say I've taken a side. That's all. Take a side.
Right. I mean, it's, I don't know.
If you can get another source
why is it? I don't understand. Why is it every time there's a fight gets moved, a fight gets delayed, somebody gets injured, all of a sudden there's 50 conspiracy theories coming out here. I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, it's odd to me.
Now we got weight issues from Camposa. So I mean, where are you hearing this stuff?
Yeah, we're right. I mean,
all right. So you follow me on Twitter, right? DM me all this proof. DM it to me, and if you're right, then I will definitely say you were right.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can just show me that, then I would be more than willing to just say, hey, you were right and I was wrong. That's fine. But we still can't say that Teofimo Lopez does not have COVID. I'm not right. I don't feel comfortable saying that.
No.
I just don't.
No, because he's taking a lot of static for all this. I mean, Bob Arum came out and said he was irresponsible with the whole thing. And how the fights this weekend? Because again, I blame Triller for most of this. I blame Triller. They've got a good share of the responsibility here. Because were these guys in a bubble? You know how like Top Rank used to do the bubble? I don't know if they still do it or not, but I mean,
I wish Given Quality would call in one day and just
call in now. I mean, you can call in right now.
Just explain yourself. And I mean, I'm willing to hear you out. I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt because you always think that I'm just against you.
The one thing that I can't stand is when people when we go back and forth, call in and let's talk about it, and then they won't call in because they think they're going to get slammed or whatever the case may be. We'll listen.
I'll listen to you. Of course I can read.
Everybody can read, yeah, except Floyd.
I went to college. I mean, I can read.
Yeah, we went to college. We spent a little time in college, Beeb. Okay. We're pretty smart guys,
I'm reading your comments, right? So, of course I can read.
You can't spell. Maybe you can read, but you can't spell.
I'm not a great speller.
CNA.
I'll concede that point.
Yeah, what is it? UCNA read.
Yeah.
Given Quality. Yeah,
he'll never call in because
he's a keyboard warrior.
Because he'll have to explain himself thoroughly,
right? And you can't do that.
He's not willing to do that. So, yeah, I'm not comfortable saying that Teofimo Lopez doesn't have COVID. I'm not comfortable doing.
You know why we're not comfortable saying it? Because it's not true.
Yeah,
it's not true because he's got COVID. Why would anybody lie about having COVID?
Yeah.
Why would you lie about this? So let me understand this. So Triller and their executives, Ryan Kavanaugh and everybody, got Tio in a room and said, "Listen, tickets aren't selling that well. We're going to need you to take one for the team here. I need you. I need you. Hear me out, Tio. Hear me out. All right. Listen. I'll give you another $50K on top of this.
He can't explain it. There. He just said he can't explain it. Okay, then you can't explain it.
Can't explain it anymore. Just stop. There you go.
Yeah, so you can't explain it then.
You can't explain it. There it is.
You're just making.
Right, we get it. Making stuff up.
That's fine. Go ahead.
I get it.
Eric. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Eric. Go ahead.
So Ryan Kavanaugh sits across from Tio, like, hey, listen, we're gonna need you to take one for the team, son. Listen, we're gonna need you to say you have COVID. We'll give you 50 grand.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. I got COVID.
We got
COVID.
We got this
I don't know what
doctor.
happened.
We got this doctor at fucking Lawrence Memorial over there.
Yeah,
he's gonna write you up. He's gonna write you up a medical report. Don't worry about it.
We got a doctor over there who
about it.
works for us, and yeah. I would do it. Marco said I would do it for 50K. I would do it for 50K too, man. But can you imagine that taking place? I mean, we need to make you the fall guy, son. You know what I mean? Like, what? Come on, man. All right, guys, we got quite a few people watching here. Come on, give us a thumbs up. Give us some love, man. Come on. Listen, man, we don't ask you guys for much. And you guys, honestly, I'll be honest with you, I'm not in a great mood today, but you guys don't always give us a lot either. All right? I need you to get the thumbs up here. Come on. All you got to do, I'm not asking you to work in a coal mine. All I'm asking you to do is hit the like button. That's it. How simple is that? I didn't say give me money. I didn't say give me diamonds. I just said hit the like button, son.
It's not like you have to get down and drop down and give us 20. It's just you're just one little touch of a button. That's all it is.
Yeah. Not working at a coal mine, my man. Omar says it shows, Eric.
both Eric and I have like our allergies are kicking the shit out of us right now. As you can tell, man.
Me and B probably got COVID, you know. I mean, heck with Tio, we probably got it, you know.
No way. Don't even wish that on me again.
Oh
God. You never got it, huh?
No.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood. And we were lucky. I mean, we were lucky. I mean, we did wear a mask everywhere. And we wore masks everywhere and stuff like that, and just kind of stayed in your little bubble or whatever. We didn't go out a lot and just kind of stayed home. But we were still lucky because a lot of people did the same thing and they ended up getting.
I'm so glad you didn't get it though, because you have like all elderly people in your family. Like
well, my dad was going through. By the time, like I said, my dad was going through chemo
But you have in-laws. You have in-laws, and you have in-laws too. Like that you interact with too. So you have a lot of people.
Well, I tell you, man, my aunt and uncle got it. They both wound up in the hospital, and my aunt, was real close with that one. She was in there for a while and came back out, and she still has effects from it. You know?
Yeah, that's horrible. So given quality says business is business, and if Tio versus Camboza was projected to sell, they wouldn't have moved it off the first date. Then Bob gets Tio to reconstruct and now another delay or cancellation will be next. Okay. And all this is based off of what?
His own insanity. That's what it's based on. It's all based on his own insanity. He has no proof of anything. It's just his stupid theory.
The guy is supposed to fight with COVID. The guys get COVID, so he's supposed to fight with COVID. I don't know.
Right. Busy. Yeah. Hey, listen, man, we got a big pay-per-view going on. If you got COVID, listen, I'm just going to need you to push through it. I know you can't breathe and everything like that. And I just need you to push through it.
And you could infect a lot of other people, but that's the price. That's the price they pay for tuning in or showing up to the event. There's just no way.
Come on, man. Stop it. Stop. You know how dumb you sound right now? Come on, man. Stop.
It's so crazy. Anyone can say anything right now, and they just don't have to. We're supposed to just believe everybody.
Right.
Hoppinger can put sources. Hoppinger can put the word sources in front of anything he wants, and automatically that's friggin' gospel.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a shame, bro.
Grievous says, did you believe Boris Johnson had COVID? Yeah. Yeah. Why would he fake COVID? Why would Boris Johnson fake COVID? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the payoff? And what's the payoff? Okay, so what's the payoff? Okay. In every conspiracy theory, you have to have a payoff. Okay. So, like, what payoff do you have for Teofimo faking COVID?
Listen,
what payoff is there?
Listen, they could put this fight on any date. I just don't think it's going to sell. People are not going to pay. No one knows, with all due respect, not many people know who George Kambosos is.
No. He's not exactly a household name. Teofimo's not exactly a household name either. So
no matter what date they put it on, it's not going to make that much of a difference if they move it. It's just not going to make that much of a difference.
Who's on that undercard? I mean, there's not anybody major.
Evander Holyfield is fighting Kevin McBride in an exhibition.
Jesus.
That's the That's the
that's what you're going to pay $30 for. That's what you're going to pay $30 a month for. You know what I mean? Is it $30?
See, look at the lies. Look at the lies here. Burchell fought through COVID. No, he had COVID. He recovered, and he tested negative, and then they let him fight after that. That's a lie. That is a total lie. See, now you know he doesn't like. Now he doesn't like Top Ranks. He's calling Top Rank top stink.
It's not about payoff. It's about Teo restructuring his Top Rank deal, and now Aaron has other plans. Stop it.
Do you know why? Do you know why I think Teo stayed with Top Rank? Because he knows all the 140 pounders are at Top Rank. That's why he didn't leave.
Yeah.
He came back quickly from COVID. No, because when you get COVID, you only have to quarantine for 10 days. That's the new guidelines. Mm-hmm. You only have to quarantine for 10 days, and then you're able to go back out into the general population. You don't know what you're talking about. I work for the health department. Okay. I work for the health department in my city. I know all the COVID guidelines. I know all of them. Okay. I speak with the nurse for the city who's in charge of the COVID protocol. And you only have to quarantine for 10 days and then you can go. When I got COVID, I was told I could go back to work in 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, if you're not hospitalized, you can go back to work in 10 days. Or you can go back to doing whatever you want to do after 10 days. So it's not like you have to friggin' quarantine for friggin' 6 weeks. That's not what it is. So you don't know what you're talking about. I work for the health department.
Tony Eo says, have you heard that Triller is going public on Wall Street? I have not heard that. But I tell you, it doesn't surprise me. I know that I think the UFC, I think the ones that the AME or EMI or whatever it is, they went public as well. It's interesting though that they would go public because they're just kind of getting a start. I don't know. Maybe they've been around for a long time, but they're just kind of getting their feet wet in the boxing community. I don't know. But Tony Ayo, no, I haven't heard that, and but I do think it's very interesting for sure.
So now he thinks that where were they fighting in Maya? Where were they fighting? Where was Teofimo and Kambosos fighting?
Wasn't it in Florida or something like that? I don't know. So let me double check it.
So what is Florida just supposed to automatically have a date in 2 weeks ready for Teofimo and Kambosos?
Yeah, let me see.
Did you ever think that they got the next available date? That's why. You think it's that easy for people to just pull a date out of their ass, and then they can just put
Miami, Lone Depot Park in Miami.
Okay, so what if there's no other events available? Like, what if there's no dates available? What if there's no dates available? That's the thing.
Oh, look at Teofimo Lopez is in the chat.
We're defending you here, sir, because you're being accused of lying about having COVID.
We don't know how much COVID will affect Teo post-COVID. I think that's the bigger question, especially if he has an underlying condition like asthma. That's going to be pretty major. I mean, that could be major. Now, they've made pretty big strides on this.
But how are they expecting in 10 days for that arena to just have a date ready for them?
Right. 10 days. What if he, I mean, and again, he's symptomatic. He ain't coming back in 10 days, son, if he's symptomatic.
So now given quality is saying the fight's going to be canceled.
Okay.
How can you cancel? How can you cancel a mandatory? You can't. I can't. Again, you just
he doesn't know what he's talking about.
He's on a team. He's on a team. If he doesn't like Top Rank and he likes the Mayweather squad, he's on a team. He's on a team. He's
Let's
LDBC.
go to the phones. Let's go to the phones real quick. 386. You're live. 386. You're live. Once.
Oh, yo, that's me?
Yes, you're 386.
That's me?
That's you.
Oh, shit. Okay, my bad. This is Major Key Boxing. My bad. What's going on?
What's happening, man?
What's going on? Do you believe Teofimo Lopez has COVID or not? Do you think he legitimately has COVID? Because the rumor is he doesn't have COVID.
Man, that's why I called in, because I didn't hear the beginning, right? And I want to know because I heard you be saying that you work for healthcare, and I understand that I also sell healthcare plans and stuff like that. I'm an insurance agent, and one of the things that I know is that in every district there's different protocol. So I know that it might be a little easier maybe in your particular district or your area code, your county, but not necessarily everywhere. So that's what I'm trying to understand. And don't get me wrong, I'm not discounting what you said. I just want to understand, right? So when we're dealing with this subject, right, is it really where Teofimo is? Because let me let you know. Let me preface everything first and foremost by saying this: I've heard somebody very close to them saying that they don't even believe that he has COVID, and they feel like it's more of a business strategy. So I'm not even gonna say that you're wrong if that's where you're going with it, right? But I also think that, man, are we at that point where COVID is that nonchalant that we don't even believe that COVID exists anymore? So I don't know. That's my question to you guys first.
Right. I mean, what business reasons would it be? Because again, it's his mandatory, so he's going to have to fight. So I don't know what the business reasons for him, just saying he has COVID and everything like that. Not to mention, again, when you're.
I can explain that.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I can explain that based on what I was told, right? So the business strategy behind it, supposedly, right, being the fact that he just re-signed a deal with Bob Arum, right, and it having to do with something as far as leverage when it comes to that.
But there really is no leverage because this isn't mandatory.
Are you following me with that?
No, I do. I do, but I'll tell you this. Okay, so when this went to purse bid, what did Arum bid on it, Beeb? Like $1 million or something crazy?
Like $1 million.
And then Matchroom, I think, bid $3 million. And then these guys Triller bid $6 million.
Yes.
So is this Teo's highest payday?
Yes.
It's his highest payday.
Right, right, but there were three other fights or 4 other fights on the same night. That's what I'm trying to say. Like they felt like there was too much digging into the pot.
Yeah, but
I don't know if you follow me yet.
No, I do. I see what you're saying. I see where you're going with it.
No, I know what the rumor is. The rumor is they don't think it's going to do well on pay-per-view because there's going to be too much competition on that night. I get it, but
yeah,
I don't.
What about all the people that bought tickets and everything like that? It's just because there's no guarantee those guys are coming back. There's no guarantee they're going to be able to make it 2 months later.
I don't think there's any assurances or guarantee that even on the August 14th date, this event's going to do well. So
it's not a great fight for pay-per-view.
It's not really a fight that you would think that would be on pay-per-view. So I don't think it's going to give it that much of a boost by moving it off to August 14th.
No.
My opinion. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, and I agree. That's exactly what I was asking you guys. I was not going to any particular corner in my own opinion. I'm literally asking you guys' opinion because I'm right now up in the air. I have my own channel. I can give my opinion, but I haven't because I'm up in the air. That's why I'm talking to you guys. So I'm trying to build with you guys. So when it comes down to when is Manny Pacquiao's fight?
August 28th. Is it August 28th, Beeb? I think it's somewhere around there, 24th or 28th.
Yeah, it's
late August though.
Late August.
And then if Plant signs with Canelo, right? That's going to be probably September 8th or something like that, or
September. It'll be the weekend of September 16th. That Mexican Independence Day, right in there.
Yeah. So it's very tough, man. It's very tough. That's exactly why I posed the question. That's why we're trying to preface everything by saying that I'm not taking no sides on this one. I'm just saying, like, hey, this is a weird situation where they, if somebody says it's for business strategy, or if they say it's not for business strategy, if it's really COVID. Then if it's really for COVID, then they should have probably thought this out a little more instead of just because if August 14 actually works for them, that means it was well thought out. If it doesn't work for them, that means that they didn't really think it out, and maybe he does have COVID, and then what are the other fights surrounding the date have to do with as far as the impact as far as revenue, right? So it's no matter which way you cut it. Go ahead.
Jim Lord in the chat just said the Pac-Man Spence is on August 21st. So think about this for a minute, because August 14th is even a worse day. If you want my honest opinion, it's even a worse day than this weekend. I'll tell you, because if I'm going to have a choice between two pay-per-views, am I going to watch Kambosos versus Tio, or am I going to watch Pac-Man versus Spence?
Exactly. Now you get in with my point. That's exactly
a no-brainer. I mean, that's a no-brainer, on who I'm going to watch.
That's why I asked.
Way more star power, and they're going to pack.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and my guess is they're going to pack that undercard on the PBC that night to make people watch. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's where I was leaning towards. So if Errol Spence and Pacquiao on the 21st, right?
Yep.
Then why the hell that's what I'm saying. So would you rather compete against Munguia and fucking Montiel versus Charlo, right? Or would you rather compare against Manny Pacquiao Spence?
Yeah, I mean, Pacquiao has a huge following.
Against both of those other cards versus. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. So I don't understand why they went that route. If it was supposedly a business strategy, but I did hear that it might be a business strategy. But then some people, again, that's why I have to say I can't say, because I'm not a doctor. I wasn't there in the camp, so I can't say that he's lying about it. But if he did, right, lie about it, and it was business strategy, because that would be the only reason that you would lie about it, right? It's not like Teofimo's scared of Kambosos. It's not like he's scared of him. You know what I mean? It's just, it would be a business strategy as far as the money's concerned.
But even then, though,
if it's the money part, then why would you do that and fuck up your money in August?
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And like Dwayne M says, it's a terrible business strategy. If it is his business strategy, he's got the biggest payday of his career on that night. You know what I mean? So it doesn't make any sense to not take it.
And then,
because the last thing you want to do, especially in a sport where anything can fall apart. We've talked to numerous fighters, and they'll give us a line of, hey, I'm on tap to fight this guy, but don't say anything, blah blah blah. We've all talked to fighters like that, and those fights fall through because this is the kind of business it is. Nothing is really guaranteed. So the last thing you want to do is move a payday, because you don't know, you want the payday and it's signed and everything, but any crazy thing can happen, man. The rule of thumb here is get the fight in the ring. That's the rule. Get the fight in the ring.
They want to get this fight out of the way as quickly as possible because it's a mandatory, and then they want to move on to bigger and better things. You can't you just can't cancel a mandatory. The mandatories don't go away.
Not only that, this also screws up the pay-per-view plans that Top Rank had. Because if Lomachenko wins against Nakatani, which we suspect that he probably will, it's a good fight, but we suspect Lomachenko probably wins that. Sets up the Tio fight in October. That's what they want to do, the October pay-per-view there. Now they can't do that anymore because now he's going to fight in August. He's not going to be ready by October.
This doesn't help anybody out.
Doesn't help anybody.
Major key, in my opinion. You want to hear my opinion?
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah. So if you want to hear our opinion, I don't want to speak.
I want to hear how this doesn't help anybody out.
It doesn't help anybody out.
There's no bottom line to this.
And here's another thing, Major Key. You just can't come out and say that you have COVID if you don't have it. That's not going to fly, bro.
No.
It's just not. It's not.
Somebody's going to find out.
Someone's going to find out.
What's the other thing is, do you think all these people can keep a secret? All the people that have to know about this, you know what I mean? If I say, okay, I'm going to say I have COVID because I'm having let's just say I'm having weight problems.
If somebody
else is going to know about this.
If he lied about this and the commission allowed him to lie about this, you know what happened to the commission? Because the commission has to test every athlete right now for COVID, right, amongst other things, right? And if they lie, so it's like, no, I don't want to wish bad on anyone, but say someone had HIV and they covered that up and they allowed the fight to go on, that commission would be eviscerated. They'd be freaking sued. They'd be sued by
Morrison. They pulled Tommy Morrison off that card the moment they heard.
Yeah, you can't
that fight night.
Yeah, absolutely.
That night they pulled them off.
The commission cannot lie about things like this. They would get destroyed.
Can you imagine if the Florida Commission lied about this?
They could never.
There would
do
never
that.
be another fight in Florida.
They would never be able to put on a fight again.
No,
never. So this is why when you make statements, you got to be careful.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, before we move on,
man.
let me tell you, before we move on real quick.
You're absolutely right. A doctor has to approve it.
Right, exactly. And then what? The doctor's going to put his license. The doctor's going to put his license up
given
to
qualities,
protect him.
Given qualities, killing me. He goes, didn't Garcia just lie about mental issues?
Did he
get? Do you have any documentation that he was evaluated? Okay.
Let me give you two guesses, but you're only going to need one.
I mean, come on. Did he get medically evaluated? Is there documentation that says he has mental issues?
Stop it.
Stop. It's a false equivalency. You're grasping. I know I know your team Mayweather, right? I get it.
Before we get moving on, why don't you shout out your YouTube channel, your channel where you do the podcast and stuff like that, so we can all tune in.
Yeah, definitely, man. Major Kickboxing Major Kickboxing on YouTube or Major Kickboxing at Gmail if you want to get on. Also, Major Kickboxing on Facebook and Major Kickboxing Twitter, Major Kickboxing YouTube. But I got to go anyway. It's my birthday, man. I'm about to go hang out with my kids.
Oh, that's
but
great.
I definitely had that question for you guys because, again, it's one up in the air. It's not like we were inside there, right? And so I wasn't going left or right with it. I was literally asking a question because it's a question that needs to be asked because that's probably the question that everybody has in their head right now. Is it fake? Is it real? You know?
I called Eric up this afternoon and asked Eric the same exact question that you're asking us because I was trying to make sense of it. I was trying to make sense of it myself. I really was.
Yeah.
I was saying to myself, could that be possible? But then the more Eric talked to me about it and the more logic set in, I'm sitting there saying the commission could never let something like that fly. They can't.
There you go. Well, happy birthday, my man. And everybody make sure to follow his YouTube and everything else like that and follow his Twitter and all that other good stuff, man. Well, thank you so much for calling, man. We appreciate it. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, and like him, I mean, you know, sometimes you really got to think about it because, like, you get caught up in this because you're like, you know, but you always got to weigh the pros and cons of it. You know, there's literally no upside to lying about this. None.
I don't want to go too far off topic here and go down a rabbit hole, but again, it's like the glove gate thing. If the commission knew that Tyson Fury's gloves were fucked up and they allowed that fight to go on, do you realize the trouble they would be in? Do you realize what would happen to them? They would not be allowed to fucking put on another boxing event again.
Ridiculous.
I don't understand.
Listen, man. What was it? Panama Lewis. You saw what happened to him and Louis Resto.
Yes,
you saw what happened to him.
The commissions cannot let things go that are illegal. Okay. They're not going to doctor people's medical records. You know, they can go to jail. People will go to jail for that shit. Yeah.
And they're going to, you know, a doctor's got to sign off on this and the doctor's going to lie about it. The doctor. Let me tell you what, I got two doctors in my family. Both my in-laws are doctors. They are as straight as you can possibly be. I mean, it's one of those things. There would be no way for as long as they went to school for their jobs and everything to do what? To risk it for this?
Every time I ask my doctor a question, right? And I ask him if I could get a specific thing prescribed to me if I want to try something.
Yeah.
He makes me sign 10 fucking pieces of paper.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I can't just get anything I want from this guy. He makes sure that everything is signed and I'm educated on all the side effects and everything. They're not just going to boom, here you go.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Doesn't
work.
What
happened. Look what happened to that doctor that was giving Michael Jackson all those drugs. He's in jail right now because you can't do that shit.
You can't do it. You're going to get found out, son.
He was playing with fire. I don't know how the fuck how he was doing that and why he was doing that, but look where he's at now. He's in jail. He'll never practice medicine again.
Dwayne M says, Glovegate is absurd, but Breland did spike Deontay's water. Let's move here on to the next one, the Wilder Fury presser, because we've been talking about touching on Glovegate and everything like that and conspiracy theories. I don't know how many. I tell you what, man, I don't know how many excuses Wilder came up with. I mean, he came up with just a gaggle of excuses. From his costume was too heavy. Somebody spiked his water. Breland's a turncoat. Blah blah blah. Fury's gloves. He had egg weights in his gloves. I mean, just a bunch of just nonsense. Instead of just saying, "Hey, he was the better man that night. I'll come back stronger next time." Instead of saying that, he chose to go the route he did, which was kind of bummed everybody out, I think. I mean, because people like Wilder. I like Wilder. I still like Wilder. Wilder's a nice guy. I know he is. You know what I mean? We've talked to him before. He's got, he's real charismatic, real nice guy, man. He is. But that's why it kind of bothers you when he makes these excuses and stuff like that. So yesterday was the Fury Wilder press conference. The first time they had seen each other. The only press conference of this fight. The fight will take place on July 24th. And it was odd to say the least. Tyson Fury came in just with no shirt on, just with pants, does this Tyson Fury thing, flexing and everything like that. And
he was ripped. He was shredded.
He was shredded. He looked like shredded wheat. You know what I'm saying? He looked like shredded bubble gum.
Stop hating on the Gypsy King.
That being said, Tyson Fury said he wants to go to 3. He's trying to bulk up to 300 pounds for this fight. He said because he wants to knock Wilder out. So what does Wilder do? Nothing. He made one statement saying that all the talking's done. He's ready to fight, blah, blah, blah. Just like a real short 10, 15-second statement. And he sat back down. He put headphones on. He couldn't hear anything going on. I think it was Poncher or whatever that broad's name is, asked him a question. And, she asked him a question. And I'm not a big fan of hers either. I don't care. She asked him a question and he, tapped him on the shoulder. His trainer, Malik Scott, was answering all the questions for him. It was weak. It was really weak, man. Yeah, man. I don't know. Beeb, I didn't like his body language. I didn't like Wilder's body language. I noticed him looking down several times. Yeah, that wasn't good, man.
Well, the problem with it, the whole thing is this. You made a lot of claims and you said a lot of things about this man. And now you go face to face with this man and you have nothing to say. You have nothing to say to him, right? You faced, this man faced his accuser and his accuser did not come with that same energy that he came with on the internet, right? Or when he's being interviewed by 78. And I'm not like these other idiots out there because I'm not going to talk shit to Deontay Wilder to his face. So I'm not going to talk shit about him on a camera or on a keyboard. All right. I'm not about that life. I'm not. I'm 52 years old. There's 8th graders right now that could knock me into next week. So I'm not talking shit. But the thing is this, all I can do is give my opinion on the optics.
Yeah.
It was a bad look. It was a bad look. Not only that, it was very disrespectful to the press because I think, and even in other sports, you're obligated as an athlete to talk to the press because if you don't, you get fined in other sports, right?
Yeah.
So you're putting on this event and you're trying to promote this event and you don't want to talk. And credit to Tyson Fury. He did a great job carrying that press conference himself.
Yeah,
right?
well, I mean, but that's what he can do, JC says, he asked me as if I have a subscription to Malik Scott's OnlyFans.
Yeah. So I'm giving Deontay Wilder the benefit of the doubt that he'll be ready for the 3rd fight. I'm still picking Fury to win, but I'm expecting a better version of Wilder than I saw in the 2nd fight because I do believe there were some issues. But again, that's comes with the territory, right? You have issues. You sign to fight. You enter the ring. Then you got to deal with those issues. So that's the thing. But not answering questions about it gives me the impression, and it makes me say to myself and suspect that maybe he doesn't want to be asked questions about all these accusations he made, right? He was supposed to have, supposedly he had proof. He was going to show everyone that proof and bring that proof. What better place would there be to show that proof than at this press conference? But since he didn't have that proof, then he's remained quiet. I just thought it was disrespectful. I thought it was unprofessional. And you could see that Bob Arum was a little bit irritated by it. He was trying to pretend he wasn't, but he was.
Of course you are. Everybody should be. Everybody who's involved in the fight should be. We're trying to sell tickets here, man. We're trying to sell tickets here, and you're shutting up. You're clamming up.
I was cringing watching him sit there with his headphones bobbing, and like again, it just, you're a grown man, bro. This is your job. You're supposed like you talked at all your other press conferences, but all of a sudden you're not going to talk at this one. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing, man, is like, he had nothing to say, wouldn't even talk to the girl when she asked him a question. Malik Scott was doing all the talking for him. Dude, what's he, your dad now?
And
I mean, what? You can't talk to, and Malik was getting destroyed by Tyson Fury.
Well, here's the thing. I think Malik Scott did a horrible job too. Because Fury was just destroying Malik Scott.
Yeah, I mean that's not Malik Scott's game, though. You know what I mean? Malik Scott's there to train fighters. He's not. Okay, he doesn't exactly have the gift of gab. I mean, that's Tyson Fury's gig.
But here's the problem. So Tyson Fury goes, well, how's this? You're talking for the guy. Like he goes, you can't even get the guy. You can't even get the guy to talk at a press conference. You know what Malik Scott says? Yeah, I mean, I may not be able to get him to do what I need him to do here, but when we're in training, I can get him to do what I need him to do when we're training. And then Fury goes like this to him. He goes, well, hey, listen, if you can't get him to do a simple task like talk at a press conference, then how's he going to? If he's not going to listen to you, but he's not going to listen to you when you ask him to do that, then how's he going to listen to you when you're training him? Fury was
killing Malik Scott.
He was killing him.
He said, how about this? I broke both of your eardrums.
No, but he goes, you're not even a great fighter. He goes, and then he goes, yeah, he goes, I know you broke my eardrums. Fury didn't bring that up first. He volunteered that information. Malik Scott did.
Yeah.
He was the one that said it first. He just basically confirmed. He basically confirmed and verified to me that he's basically a yes man. My opinion.
Yeah. Well,
that's my opinion.
I'll tell you this. All right. How many fights does Wilder have? 40 something?
Like 42-ish, 43, something like
42
that.
42-ish. He's got 30 some odd knockouts or whatever. 39 knockouts or something crazy.
38, 39 knockouts. Yeah. It's got more knockouts than most people got fights, but yeah.
Sure. And now he's going to turn into some masterful boxer? It ain't going to happen, son. You don't get to where he was fighting one simple style, just trying to land a shot. All right. You don't get to that point just trying to land a shot, and now you mix it up. You can't. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that skill. He doesn't. We've seen him box. He cannot. He's one of the worst. He's one of the most flawed heavyweights we've ever seen. He's a very flawed fighter. No, he's flawed. Yeah.
I think I'm not going to say he's not flawed, but I think he gets a lot more discredit than he deserves. I don't think he's got a bad jab. I think he got to work on his footwork and stuff. I think he's got a really good jab when he wants to use it. I think his jab is very underrated, and I think he's quick. He's not bad at throwing feints. I just think his balance. I think the wide stance and how he leans in too much on that front foot. I think his biggest problem, in my opinion, is his footwork.
Right,
I don't think
part of box. That's
no,
the main part of boxing.
But when people say that he has zero boxing skills, the guy won a bronze.
No. Listen, the guy won a bronze.
But he's flawed. He's flawed.
You don't get there if you don't have talent.
No, he's flawed. But I think people go overboard with when they say how flawed he really is. I don't think he's. People talk about him like he's trash. I don't think the guy's trash. But I'm not discrediting your opinion. I just think people blow it really way out of proportion when when Teddy Atlas says the guy can't fight a lick or whatever. Come on, just because again, because someone doesn't do things the way you want them to do them, doesn't mean that they're bad at what they do. He's got, my big problem with him is his footwork. I think his footwork is really, really hurts him the most. That's his greatest weakness in my point of view, my opinion. But he does have, like, when I watched him in the Stavern fight, I thought that that was a great jab that he displayed.
The first Stavern fight.
Correct.
Yes.
He's got a great jab.
He looked great.
He's got a great jab. I love it. I think he's got a very, very underrated jab.
He looked good in the Stavern fight, but he's not fighting Stavern. Give Equality for Life says Wilder viewed all those media members as haters because they lied on him for over a year, trying to discredit him, blah, blah, blah. What did they lie about? He's the one that came up with this stuff. The egg weights, the gloves. I mean, what did they lie about? You know what I mean?
Why is Floyd even being brought up in this discussion?
Because he loves Floyd.
I mean,
he loves Floyd, man.
This is why it's not. I love
Floyd's
Tyson.
his bae.
Tyson Fury right now is my favorite active fighter in the sport, but he tested positive for nandrolone. I don't believe that he got it from the boar meat, like he said. See, I can like and respect somebody and not believe everything that comes out of their mouth. I'm gonna always use objectivity when I'm evaluating a situation. You know, I love Sugar Ray Leonard. He's my favorite fighter of all time. But when he fought Donnie Leilon for 2 titles on the same night, and he made Donnie Leilon come down to 168, I thought I really wasn't a big fan of that move. Yeah. I thought it was unfair to Donnie Leilon. Now, granted, he got $10 million for it, but I thought it was a cheap way to get a 5th title, in my opinion.
Right.
Which means nothing. But I'm just my opinion. And I love Sugar Ray Leonard. I love the guy. I idolize the guy, but I can be objective when I critique the man. Do I think it was cool what he did to Marvin Hagler when he brought him to that press conference in 1984, and everyone thought that they were going to introduce the big fight, and then he just says, "I'm retiring. That fight will never happen." I didn't think that was fair to Marvin Hagler. I thought that was a kind of a shitty thing to do to Marvin Hagler, and I can admit that. But I still love Ray Leonard. But I could see if you really admire somebody and you like somebody, then you should be able to criticize them. You know, like if you really care about somebody, like my brother, we can criticize each other because we have that bond, that respect that we know if we criticize each other, it's not like we're not gonna talk to each other for the rest of our lives. We're not gonna hold it against each other because we have a disagreement. You can disagree with somebody without disliking them. It's okay. You're not going to slight that person if you disagree with them. That's all.
Given Quality says media lied, claimed he was depressed, never exercised rematch, had no chance to win arbitration. Those were all Bob Arum. I mean, Bob Arum said he didn't have a chance to win arbitration. Nobody else. That came from Bob Arum's mouth. Media lied, said he was depressed. Did you ever read he was depressed? I didn't read he was. I don't know.
Some people, he came out and said that people were saying he was depressed because he wasn't talking. I mean, let's be honest about it. I'm sure no one's happy when they look
depressed. I mean, the way he got knocked out. You know,
you think he was happy after that fight? I'm sure he was strong enough to get over it, but I'm sure he didn't feel good initially. He wasn't happy about it. I'm sure he had some negative thoughts in his head. Yeah, but Carpenter says
a lot of stuff.
Carpenter's a fucking idiot. He gets no love on this show. You know that already, given Quality.
Right.
You think I'm the last person that's going to defend the media. But again, not all the media disrespected him. You made a generalized statement like all the media. Right. A couple idiots like Carpenter said some stupid things. So you're gonna hold the whole media accountable for that? I never said he was depressed.
Doesn't make sense.
I never said it.
Let me ask you, Beeb, under Malik Scott, do you see him improving at all as far as...
No.
I can't see him improving. No. I think when you have 40-some fights and you win all 40 the same way, I don't think that's...
No.
I don't know that he has... A couple things. Number one, I don't know that Malik Scott's the guy to train him. Okay, to make him do different things. If it's Manny Stewart, maybe. Manny Stewart could have done wonders with this guy because he's tall. That's Manny Stewart's guy. He's tall, lanky. It's Manny Stewart's guy all the way, okay? but he's not with Manny Stewart. He's not with Sugar Hill. He's not with any of the, Manny Stewart's offspring. So, I have a problem with thinking that after 40 some fights, he's going to be able to do something different. He's going to be able to change tactics, change styles, and do something different. He's going to go back to what he's always done.
That's true.
That's it.
Here's the problem. The first thing you learn when you go into a boxing gym, or at least this is the first thing I learned, I wasn't allowed to hit a bag.
No.
I was told, get in front of that mirror and shadow box. You're not hitting anything. Get in that ring. I want to see you move counterclockwise. I want to see you move. First thing I learned was footwork. So
that's the whole foundation. That's where your power comes from. That's where everything comes from.
So here's the thing. If the last thing you're learning is footwork at this point in your career, then you missed the boat already, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, really. That's, Tony Ayo asks, is Fury lying about the 300-pound tag thing? Now, Fury says that he wants to blow up to 300 pounds because he's going to try to bulldoze Wilder and knock him out. Is he lying about it? I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea. I really don't know, man. And that's kind of the genius of Tyson Fury, is you don't know what's real and what's not real. You have no idea. And that's the genius of him. You don't know what he's going to do. You don't know if he's going to show up. You don't know if he's going to show up on point. You don't know if he's going to come in. I got to think that he's going to come in shape. So if he's going to go up to 300 pounds, he's got to, do it. I think he'll know what he's doing. I can't see him going up to 300 pounds though, but Reese Mack said there was some jelly belly around Fury's waist. Listen,
no way.
Fury's never really been, he's kind of like Andy Ruiz. He's never really been a body beautiful. He's always had something around the midsection. He's never looked like, you're never going to get him and Evander Holyfield mixed up, so.
Eric, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Did I or did I not say that Fury was not going to fight Joshua?
Of all the people that we've talked to, you were the only one who said it first. Two things. You called the TO over Loma, and you were telling everybody who would listen. And this one too. You said that fight would not go off.
Did I also say that I believe that Wilder Fury 3 would probably happen?
Yes. Yeah, you were the only one who were saying that.
So why is this kid in the chat saying that I did not that I said that Wilder wasn't going to win the arbitration when I most certainly said that I feel he's going to win the arbitration? I don't understand.
Because they're not listening.
It's on camera.
It's on video.
M-Stacks
got it.
M-Stacks came on my channel one day and he made great points. And he actually made me believe it. Even he reinforced it for me. He actually convinced me that the Wilder Fury 3 was going to happen. And this was about 5 or 6 months ago. So I would say for the last 4 months, I was adamant about Fury and Joshua was not going to happen. And I believe that the third fight was going to happen. So it's all on video. Like you can't.
Yeah, it's all on video. Yeah,
it's all on video. Like the internet's forever. Everyone in the chat who watched me every day, they called me a hater for it. I made several videos about it. So you can't sit there and say that. Like
no.
You lose credibility. I hate using the word lie, but when you lie about me, you lose credibility because everybody knows what I said. It's on camera, bro. It was on. I was getting made fun of for making like 5 videos a week about it, and people were making fun of me, calling me an idiot for making Beeb get a life. You're a loser. So I mean, I can't deny that. But I was making five. I was making 5 videos a week about it. Now you're telling me that like who was that? Was that like friggin' my clone? That wasn't me. I mean, this is why I can't take you serious anymore. I got to stop responding to you because you just lost all credibility with that statement.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Tony Ayo says, he says that Fury has permanent love handles. He does. Again, you're never going to mistake him for Evander Holyfield, but he's fast and he can hit and he can fight, man. He's a good fighter. Yeah, Nacho says Wilder's a chump for talking the way he did and coming out like a mime. Yeah, I agree. He didn't look good. Now, I think if you're a Wilder fan, you can say, well, to me, he was dialed in. He's done talking. He's dialed in now. I guess he didn't look dialed in. I mean, he didn't look, and then you could, the two stared off for 5 minutes and 40 seconds, almost 6 minutes. And then Wilder turned around. Wilder was the first one to leave that stare down also. I mean,
what do they do? What's the first thing they do to you when you're getting an MRI? What do? They put a pair of headphones on and they make you listen to music. Why? So you don't get nervous about the MRI, right?
Yeah, you don't hear the banging sound and everything like that,
No, when what do they do when you're getting something like a procedure done? They try to block you from it. He was blocking himself off from what was going on around him.
Right.
And you could say, oh, he was dialed in, but nah, when you're dialed in, you don't need to be blocked off. You could just sit there. You could just sit there with nothing and just block everything out yourself. He intentionally put those headphones on so he could be disattached from what was going on around him. He didn't want to be a part of what was going on around him, in my opinion. So that just tells me that he wanted to just escape from that moment in time. He wanted to escape from it, not be part of it.
He didn't want to embrace the moment.
He didn't want to confront. He didn't want to confront anybody, and he did not want to be confronted.
Right.
In my opinion.
And that's big. I mean, that's big. That's a big no-no, man.
That's not a good look.
That's not good.
That's not a good look.
You're sitting there, you're sitting here ready to, fight for the world title against the guy who knocked you out last time, and you got headphones on. You're not going to listen to anything. You're just going to say something and then zone back out.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
That ain't good, man. That's not being dialed in. That's not, he didn't do it, do him any favors.
I think it was a bad look, and I would venture to guess most people think it was a bad look.
Yeah. Reese Mack said he's either trying to have laser focus or he's whistling through the graveyard. Yeah, I mean, I don't, but again, when you got the music on and everything, he's bopping his head up and down. He's kind of looking down. He's looking everywhere. Never really looked at Tyson Fury at all. Tyson Fury was up there, talking, and he wouldn't listen to him. He wouldn't, I'm not so sure that he lasts in this fight. I think he might get knocked out.
I'm starting to have second thoughts myself after seeing can I say something else too? He looked very, very, very thin. He looked like very lighter than
that. Well, it could be a strategy, maybe dropping some weight and,
Well, he's best at 220, in my opinion. What was he, like 230 the other fight?
I think so. Yeah, he was a little heavy. He's
best when he's about 220. That's his best weight, in my opinion. I don't like to put a number on things, but he's not too big, not too small at 220. I don't like him at 212, 214. I just don't like him. He looked very lighter than normal to me.
And if Tyson, and what's the best way to to fight a puncher, to fight a guy who's got devastating power? You get inside.
Yeah.
And Tyson's a big guy. And if he's talking about putting on some more weight, he'll get right inside on him.
Yeah, he's going to
Deontay cannot fight inside. And he's not going to learn how to fight inside in this camp. You cannot do that. It's not either you've been trained. It's not something that you're going to do in one camp. This is an ongoing process. When you're like 3-0 or when you're in the amateurs, now is not the time to be restructuring your career. And as far as restructuring your training and everything like that, you box the way you box, man.
Like Ray Leonard. It was night and day, the two Duran fights, right?
Yes.
But here's what people have to understand about that situation. You've seen Ray Leonard box up to that point, and you've also seen him fight and finish guys. Yes. So you knew there was versatility there.
Right.
So you knew you could see one or the other. And he was able to focus in and bring the right version of himself in the rematch.
Right.
Wilder's only shown us one version.
One.
And there's no way in a couple months' time that you're going to be able to reinvent a whole new version of yourself. He's already a stubborn person as it is, right? He's just a stubborn person just by his.
Well, given the fact that he couldn't admit he lost, yeah, he's stubborn, you know.
He's stubborn. He's a stubborn person. And even Malik Scott said, yeah, you know, Deontay Wilder's stubborn sometimes, right? So he's stubborn. How are you going to try to, you know, reinvent a stubborn person? A person who's stubborn, who refuses and rejects change. How are you going to make that guy be a different version of himself? How's that going to be possible?
You can't.
It's just not going to happen.
It's not possible. It's not going to be. And we're not basing this off of Wilder. We're basing this off of how many years we've watched boxing. And we've seen the same scenario over and over and over again. It just is what it is, man.
Custamato, you know, famously said once, people who were born round do not die square.
That's it.
And it means all the sense in the world. It makes all the sense in the world.
You know, and I mean, you know, like I said, I think Malik Scott's probably a good trainer. I mean, he's been in the ring. He's a good fighter. You know, been in some good fights. He knows how to fight. Really, I'm sure he's a great trainer. The problem is you don't have the best student in front of you, you know, and once he gets hit, he's got to be able to trust what you're telling him. And when he goes out there and gets hit, he's going to revert back to where he was. And it's the long and short of it, man. That's just the way it goes.
No, I agree, bro.
I think this is Nachos, or no, 706. 706, you're live.
Yeah, but guys, Wilder's not. I know, but guys,
Jesus.
Wilder's not like your typical run of the mill fighter. This is the guy who picked up boxing at 18 years of age. You know,
that's even worse for him. I mean, that's even worse for him.
Yeah, well, no, he's a special fighter. I mean, what are we going to just sit here and bash him? I mean, if it was so easy,
I'm not bashing him. I'm not bashing him. I'm simply stating facts.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are supposed to be American fans, and all you guys are doing is trashing him. Guys, shit, give him some fucking support. He's at least trying. What is he supposed to do? Come to the Lord of Household and learn from you guys? I mean, what the fuck?
Why not?
Do you know about fucking boxing? Does Steve know about boxing? How many fights have you guys been in? What the fuck, man? Like,
more than you.
I guarantee you. Well, I guarantee more than you, but I guarantee
I have more fights than you. I have more fights than you. I have 6 amateur fights.
Instead of bashing
Wilder, and I sucked. And I sucked. And I sucked. And I sucked.
What?
I have 6 amateur fights and I sucked. Guilty. I sucked. Okay. But I can still have an opinion. I was never president of the United States before, but I can still have an opinion on who I vote for.
And not to mention, we've seen this. We've seen this play over and over and over. With
you can disagree, Jason. You can disagree with me, but you don't have to discredit my. You don't have to discredit my opinion. You can disagree with me, and you don't have to discredit my opinion. You don't have to attack my opinion. You could just say, "Beeb, I don't agree with you," and that's fine. I don't think he's going to do anything different. I don't think we're going to have a different version. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Beeb, you said he's a one-trick pony.
Yes.
Never said that. Never said that.
Wasn't a one-trick pony. He boxed for 12 rounds of that fight.
What did I say? What did I say? Wait a minute. What did I say earlier? Were you listening to what I said earlier? You didn't listen to what I said earlier, did you? I told Eric, I said,
Remind me.
I told Eric, I said, everyone thinks that Wilder is trash as a boxer. I said he is flawed. He's very flawed, but he has a very underrated jab. He has better boxing skill. I said he has better boxing skills than people give him credit for. My biggest problem with Wilder has been and is right now is his footwork. I just think I don't think he's got great footwork. That's all I'm saying. I don't think he's a trash boxer. I never said that. But if he applies himself like the Severn fight, I'm sure he could do better than the second fight, and that's why he's one of the. And that's what I also said. That's what I also said. I said I believe he'll do better than the second fight. I just don't think it'll be enough. That's just my opinion.
That's it.
Why can't I have an opinion? You don't have to hate my opinion. Just say, Beef, I disagree.
Fine,
just disagree with me. That's it. You don't have to be mad at me about it.
You don't have to block me in the chat, Beef. Beef, unblock me from the chat. That was
no.
Up,
you made a bigoted statement.
What did you today?
No, I blocked him because we were having a debate.
He was MAGA and he blocked me. I called him MAGA and he blocked me.
He was calling people Magna in the chat. You can't. That's a bigoted statement. You can't.
He was calling them what?
Magna. He's making fun of. He's making fun of half the country who voted for Donald Trump.
Oh, MAGA, MAGA.
So, okay. Dude, people say way worse things. That is messed up, man. Because I got up here and you blocked me. That's not cool.
You can call me any name in the book. You can call me any name in the book, but you can't. I don't like when people are bigoted. I don't like when people are bigoted. I don't like when people are bigoted.
Hey, what do you guys think about Teofimo pulling out because of lack of fucking ticket sales and shit? That guy was in the fucking bubble. He doesn't have any fucking COVID, okay? And people are everybody's vaccinated now. All this bullshit excuse.
Oh my God!
The ticket sales. They sold like 1,000 tickets. They sold like 1,000 tickets in a
Jason,
arena.
Hey,
those guys are idiots.
Jason just blew the cover off this whole thing, and of course. You have proof of all this, right?
Yeah, of course I have proof of all this.
You notice how it just went silent?
How is he going to get COVID in the fucking bubble? How is he going to get COVID in the bubble?
I don't know that he was in the bubble.
Come on. It's like fucking Wednesday.
Jason.
Why wasn't he in the bubble?
There is no bubble.
Jason, how the fuck did I get COVID? I wore a mask everywhere. I was walking around with fucking covered from head to toe in saran wrap practically. I was socially distancing. How the fuck did I get COVID? How the fuck did I get COVID?
When did you get COVID? When?
Come on, I got it in November. Everybody knows I had COVID. I was on the show coughing half the. Everyone knows I had COVID. I did everything I was supposed to do.
Yeah, he pulled out because of ticket sales, everything like that. Of course, I got no proof of any of this.
Yeah, did you look
Jason, explain to me.
Tickets in a 70,000 seat arena, dude.
Okay, but even putting it on August 14th is even a worse date because it's going to be competing. Because you're going to be competing against Spence.
Right, let me finish, guys. Let me finish. I just think it's a bad location because Teofimo has no fan base. Like, where's his fan base? When he fought in New York, he sold like 1,500 tickets.
The whole event was a bad idea. The whole event's a bad idea. No one's saying the whole event's not a bad idea.
$6 million for the fight was a bad idea, son.
Mandatory. Put it in like a 5,000 seat arena. You know, if you're gonna put it mandatory, put it in a 5,000 seater, like a fucking Madison Square Garden theater. I'm
gonna have to screenshot my test results in the chat so people believe that I have COVID.
Babe, unblock me in the chat, bro. I apologize for shaming you for being MAGA. I apologize. Come on.
Say it.
Say I will never be a bigot on this channel.
Say it. Say it.
I was not a bigot.
Say it.
Say I will never. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you.
Trying to help you.
I will never be a political bigot. I will never be a political.
No, a bigot. You can't make fun of You can't make fun of Jewish people, or you can't make fun of homosexual people in the chat.
When did I do that? When did I do that?
Listen,
I never did that.
Those are the rules.
You called Bob Arum. You called Bob Arum a greedy. You called Bob Arum generosity. Tell me you never called Bob Arum a greedy J word.
No, I said greedy snake, not a J word.
No. I've heard that word. That word just rolls off your tongue, son.
You're equating the two. That's on you.
The J word just rolls off your tongue, son. Don't even give me that. I've heard that come out of your mouth on more than one occasion.
I'll block.
Dude, I call myself Whitey, dude.
I'll unblock your phone number so you could text me. You could text me your YouTube channel and I'll unblock you.
Twain says unblock Jason. I've already blocked all of his accounts, so I won't know the difference.
I'm gonna unblock you on the phone. And the first time you say Magna, you're getting blocked again. If you ever say Magna again, you're getting blocked again because you can't make fun of half the country who voted for somebody. Can't tell people who they can vote for. It's against the law.
7 million more. 7 or 10 million more people voted for Biden, though?
They did. They did.
Yeah, 10 million.
Biden won the election. Biden won the election. Why are you still mad at Trump? Explain to me why you're still mad at Trump if Biden won the election.
Even Hillary got like 3 million votes, dude. Come on, give Hillary some credit too. I like Hillary.
Oh my God.
Give her some credit too. She got 3 million more votes.
Why are you still mad at Trump though? He lost the election.
It's over.
Explain to me why you still.
I'm not mad, man. I just want him to be in jail
I just want him to be in jail, and I want Bibi Netanyahu to be in jail. You know, they're both crooks and shit, so I just want him to be in jail so we can set an example of them. That's it.
Wow.
And we can move forward. So if a Democrat's a criminal like that, a Democrat will be in jail too if he's a crook like that. If Democrat brings his kids in there, puts his son-in-law in there, like they're making deals with the Saudis and shit, I want them being in jail too. Like, fuck that. I don't like Hunter Biden, that fucking crackhead. I don't like Biden fucking giving his son like book deals and shit. Like, I don't like that kind of corruption, dude. I don't like that. That shit stinks to me too. You know, the Biden fucking family, they're kind of shady too. You know, so
well,
I just wanted to.
I've been trying to tell you that when you voted for him, I told you weren't getting much better with Biden, but you didn't believe me.
You didn't believe
I didn't vote for him. But he won Georgia. Can you believe that? That's fucking crazy. That's like first time in the 80s.
And what did I do? I gave you credit. You said he was going to win Georgia. And what did I say when you were right? I said you were right, Jason. Good call. But all you want to do is attack me. All you want to do is attack me, man. I had COVID. I had COVID back in November.
Did you
didn't even care about me.
Didn't even care. How many phone calls did you bust off the B, getting him, wishing him well?
Yeah, you never even text me, ask me how I was doing.
I tried to call Beeb the other day.
No, you didn't.
I tried to call Beeb the other day.
You needed a favor from Beeb. That's why he was calling him.
I just unblocked you. I just unblocked your phone number.
What do you think about Angelo? All right, I'll text it to you. Eric, what do you think about Angelo Leo versus Almeida on the Charlo undercard? You know, like that fight?
Who?
Angelo Leo versus Almeida. Angelo Leo versus Almeida. Dude, that's going to be a war. You don't know about that fight?
Yeah, doesn't do
Eric,
it for me.
And Francisco Vargas?
Eric doesn't think the Wilder Fury 3 event is going to do well. I think it's going to do over 1 million pay-per-view buys.
No, not even close.
I think it might do the best, Steve. I think it might do the best.
I think it's going to be because this card is really good. This is a good card.
All heavyweight. All heavyweight.
Thousand.
All heavyweight.
This is a very good card.
What?
You think it beats Floyd Logan Paul?
600,000 easy.
I think it does. Yeah. I think it does.
Dude, Floyd versus Logan Paul. Floyd versus Logan Paul. Listen, hey, Floyd versus Logan Paul had 10 million Google searches. Like that's what the Google trend said.
It was a big event.
It was a big event.
It was a big event. There's no question about it.
Global.
I was surprised. Only 1 million people, though. Only 1 million people. Right around 1 million people watched it. So,
I think his fan base, they know how to stream that shit. You know.
I think 1 million. I think 1 million pay-per-view buys. I think 1 million pay-per-view buys on a Sunday. Given the fact that everyone pirates everything now, those to me that was pretty solid numbers. I'll give them that. Yeah. Even though I thought you lost the fight.
It's million on cable providers. Beeb, it's million through cable providers. The website sold also, but they had to give a lot of refunds. But they sold a couple 100,000 also. So, you know.
Hey, Nacho's got a question for you. He said, ask him why Charlo came out and said he's not ready for Canelo. That's your boy, Charlo, isn't it? That's your boy, right?
Hey, listen, Eric. Ask Nacho if he had ask Charlo if he had a problem with Floyd versus Logan. Why he didn't have a problem with Canelo versus Yildirim and Canelo versus Chavez Jr. Fights like that, or Canelo versus Amir Khan.
I didn't have a problem with Chavez Jr. at all. I didn't have a problem with him and Chavez Jr. at all.
Why? That guy was a bum, dude. He didn't do anything. He just stood there for 12 rounds. Logan Paul did better than fucking Chavez Jr.
You think you think you can beat Chavez Jr.? He's a bum, right?
Logan Paul will whoop fucking Chavez Jr. I'll put money on that. Will you put money on that too, right? No. Logan beats Chavez Jr.
I don't think so.
And Jake does too.
No, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit, son.
I'll tell you one person. I'll tell you one person he can beat.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, he dominated your boy, son.
He won't overlook him. He's not overlooking Big Jake. I'm telling you now. He's not overlooking Big Jake.
Dominated him.
Jake is sharp, so he'll train for him.
He dominated your boy.
Logan won 1 round. Come on.
He dominated your boy. He was taking a dump all over him, boy.
He won rounds 1, 2,
hey, what card 6, 7, and 8.
It is.
Hey, what card are you guys looking forward to the most for this week? Which one? Which card? Come on, be honest.
Inoue.
No.
What?
Inue's fighting. I mean, who's that guy he's fighting? Is he right now mandatory? That's not going to be competitive.
Coming off a KO win off Kirkland. Come on.
Don't try to justify this Charlo. You're not going to try and justify this. You're not going to try and hype this. You're not going to try and hype this Charlo fight up.
He knocked out Kirkland, and he knocked out Kirkland faster than Canelo did. That has to be. We have to respect that. Come on.
Oh my God.
Let's be fair.
Chakal in the chat has spoken. He said Chavez Jr. will destroy Logan Paul. Hey, listen, man, I got a bet with Chakal, man. He's on a hot streak, man.
Hey, Eric, people didn't respect Rosario before he beat J-Rock, so we got to give Montiel credit. You never know what could happen. Charlo's not some perfect fighter that he could get caught. Montiel is a big fucking puncher. So, that they have 3 really good fights on the undercard. So don't miss that shit on Showtime. So, dude, look at the last 2 cards on Showtime.
He's over there promoting them.
Dude, listen.
He's
look
a
at the last
PR person.
Daniel Roman fight, Brandon Figueroa versus Neri. Those cards were stacked as fuck, dude. Come on. Look at his last 2 Showtime cards. Those are the best cards of the year. Just have some faith in PBC.
Do you know how to read a sectional chart, Jason?
Come on. They got
Jason.
He called.
Do you know how to read a sectional chart?
They got Charlo Castano coming. They got Spence versus Manny coming. They got Wilder fucking Fury 3 coming. PBC's running the game, dude. Come on.
Jason, do you know how to read a sectional chart?
Yeah. What's that?
He doesn't know what it means.
He's over there posing by planes and stuff like that. Man, get out of here. Stop it. What's the matter with you?
Sectional chart.
I was going to ask you a question about it.
I'll Google it and we'll talk about it.
He don't know. All right, Jason, we're going to get running, man.
Thanks for giving me so much time.
All right, man.
You know why he called in?
To get unblocked.
Get unblocked. He was crying.
I didn't know he was. I didn't know he was blocked.
I feel bad now. He must have been in tears for like the last 2 weeks. Dude, we're having a conversation. We had a great conversation, right? I was doing a video. Everyone in the chat, we're having great back and forth. Then he starts spamming the chat with Magna. You can't fucking make fun of people who voted for someone just because you didn't vote for them. I like, why do you get the guy lost? It's over. Why do you still bring? Why are you still about it? Keeps bringing the guy up. It's like it's like irritating at this point.
And all the Trump people saying, all the Trump people bringing his name back up,
he lost. It's over.
It's done. Son.
It's done.
Let's move on. Let's talk about boxing or something more interesting than Trump.
Now he wants him to go to jail. Jail for what?
Jesus.
Who cares?
All right, guys. Well, listen, man, I think that's going to do it for our Wednesday edition. Be sure to tune in Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And again, if any news happens between now and then, big news. Got to be big news according to my contract. Any big news happens before now and then, we'll be here to give it to you. All right. So, all right, guys, we will catch you Sunday.